How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and today we will be talking about Cardano. And of course, it's interesting to look at Cardano and this project, of course, in the context of all the news. There's always a ton of news in the cryptocurrency space, but I think today in particular, we've seen a lot of really interesting things that we really just can't ignore. So today is, of course, May 24th, 2019, Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And, just a good day all around for, I think, cryptocurrencies proving itself on a lot of different levels. Just the fact that $8,000, $133 Bitcoin is pretty interesting to see. And, of course, this is pretty good timing, I'd say. Right now, I think crypto's really gearing up with 2020 only half a year away now. I know 2019 has happened pretty quickly, but at the same time, top performers at the time making this video, we've got Aurora roaring ahead with 200, Theta Fuel, of course, with 111. And it's always interesting to look at the top performers, I think, and, Cardano, the subject of this video, coming in among them. So Cardano ADA Charles Hoskinson reveals diversification plans in Asia and Africa. And I think that this has been something that you could have easily predicted. I mean, it's sort of Cardano branching itself out and really making those preparations for the global stage. Now, I know a lot of my audience, which is obviously YouTube, so there's people from all around the world who watch these videos who are interested in Cardano, and I think that it's important for these cryptos to really be branching out, and really, because that's what cryptocurrency's biggest advantage is, the fact that it can operate on the global stage so fluidly. And I think that with Cardano and all these things, put into context, this will be a pretty interesting time to see the space making these developments, especially when we look at Cardano and the way that it stands in the overall context of we have to think about smart contracts, and we have to think about cryptocurrency from a more mature perspective, I would say, than as previously was the case with a lot of the approaches that I think people have. But just looking at the chart now, with Cardano and the way that it's been performing, especially over the past week, I'm personally accumulating as I go along, just because that's just my strategy as of lately, and especially when it comes down to a project that I'm really excited about. Just reading the white paper, that Cardano, and just looking over, Shelley and all these different things, very exciting, very important, and really things that are worthy of paying attention to as the space continues to make a lot of these really important developments. And it's important not to miss any of these different developments as they've been really unfolding and quickly. This article right here is pretty interesting. Cardano still technically bullish, but a strong correction is likely. Medium-term outlook remains solid. Cardano has a bullish short-term trading bias with the cryptocurrency still holding above its 200 period moving average. This is sort of similar to what we were talking about. Cardano has a bullish short-term trading bias. It is interesting to see, we were talking about this during the live stream, I believe, just how, volume and all these different things, just paying attention to these patterns. Traders should note that the inverted head and shoulders pattern has an initial upside projection that would take ADA USD pairs towards levels not seen since October 2018. it's just interesting to see these different articles. Litecoin surges by over 10% in 24 hours. Bitcoin Cash, Binance Coin, Cardano follow suit. This was an interesting article. The part that's relevant to us, about Cardano Foundation and IOHK CEO Charles Hoskinson had previously revealed a spree of upgrades and expansion plans across the Asia and Africa continent, which have contributed to the coin's bullishness at press time. The 10th largest crypto asset pumped to a value of 0.081, raising by 8.92 over the past 24 hours. ADA held a market cap of 2.12 billion and a 24-hour trading volume of 108.5 million over the last 24 hours. A positive change of 2.88 was seen for the coin over the week. So I think that overall, it's interesting to see how Cardano has been faring up and developing in the overall, in the space. With a lot of these different things considered, Cardano definitely is an interesting project. One of the most important, I think, as far as just really filling out a lot of those, checking off a lot of those bubbles that are really going to be important, and making an important strides forward. I think we know where to go, and we know what to do to get there. So whether we get there tomorrow or we get there in 6 months, I really don't care, because we're going to get there, and we're going to get there. Everything changes because the conversation is no longer when Shelley, when Gogan, will they do it. The conversation is how can you compete with what these guys have done. And I think that Charles Hoskinson, founder, says it well himself. Just in sheer terms of academic accomplishments and these things that are really going to be important. Built to scientific academic standards, global team of engineers and scientists. It's all there. And I think that the new era of blockchain is always something that I'm very interested in paying attention to. And I think that blockchain has definitely been a central conversation that we've had on this channel for a long time. In particular, just seeing like Holochain up there in among the top performers of the day, definitely pretty interesting. Of course, we'll be talking pretty extensively about stuff like Litecoin, and just overall in the space. I think 2019 has been a pretty positive time for cryptocurrency, and of course for anybody who still doubts, the cryptocurrency. The world debt clock still continues to tick. College graduates graduating with debt. The fact of the matter is, whoever thinks that the old, Warren Buffett sort of style of the old-fashioned ways and all these things will continue to compete against the digital future that I think cryptocurrency posits. I think that we'll probably see these things merging together and meshing, and of course, just it being the date in May 24th. It's always good to have just the record of the global debt. Just what it was at the time making this video. I think people in 2020 will look back and remember the price of a Bitcoin at the time that we've recorded these videos, and probably will remember the different things that people had said, people who've doubted cryptocurrency. And I think that people will, for the most part, I think I could pretty much safely say that people will regret not buying at some of these different levels, whether these that we're looking at right now are going to be recalled that way. If Bitcoin hits a certain amount of money, I'm sure people will say that. So Facebook plans to launch a global coin cryptocurrency in 2020. Facebook is leaving clues about a possible cryptocurrency launch. Now, definitely just glancing through, some of these different articles right here. Here's why Bitcoin Pizza Day is such a big deal. This is interesting. Something just to glaze over. Just overall, I think that what we've been seeing happening in the space is pretty interesting. I mean, I have been able to build a certain amount of confidence, in what we've been seeing so far, where we can expect these things to go. But of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Of course, I'm not your dad, so make sure that you go and do your own research. I mean, like I said, I've spent hours reading white paper and just going over these different things to develop my perspective. And I take the time out of my day to make these videos for you guys because I really appreciate the community, and I want to see cryptocurrency, the community in the tech and all these different things continue to grow, and make these movements forward. And it's definitely exciting to see these projects doing their thing. We've got XRP doing their thing, Bitcoin doing theirs. It is pretty interesting to see. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next one. Have a good one.